Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. Bring on Game 7. The Cavs dominated the game from the get-go, and they took Game 6 last night, tying the series at 3, 109-99. And Game 7 will be tomorrow at the TD Garden Center in Boston, Massachusetts. And we'll talk more about that in just a sec, and we'll preview tonight's Game 6 between the Rockets and Warriors, which the Rockets are up 3-2. But first, here's today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Where were the Utah Jazz originally located? A, New Orleans, B, Fort Wayne, C, Chicago, or D, Rochester? Well, I'll have the answer for you later in the broadcast. Well, we're going to focus on last night's Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And with the Cavs 109-99 win last night, tied the series at 3, and the Cavs were able to force Game 7 tomorrow night. And the first quarter was pretty brutal. Was a pretty brutal first quarter. The Celtics scored the first 6 points, but then the Cavs came back on strong, and they found themselves down by 3, 23-20 at the end of the first quarter. And I thought Lou did the smart thing by putting Kyle Korver in early in the game. He did score a 3-pointer in the first quarter, and Kevin Love was shaken up as he collided with Jason Tatum in the first quarter last night, and he went back to the locker room and did not return. And we found out today in some breaking news that Kevin Love is out for tomorrow's Game 7. He was on NBA protocol, concussion protocol, and they felt that he should just remain out for tomorrow's Game 7. So I don't think this is going to affect the Cavs in any way. And getting back to Game 6, second quarter, Jeff Green stepped in, and he just came on strong. He had 24 points. I think he had 16 points in the game last night. Jeff Green had 16 points last night, and he really stepped it up. George Hill had 20 points, and Jordan Clarkson, he had 10 points, and J.R. Smith, he did all right. Kyle Korver just could not get into double figures. He had 6 points, but he scored. He really provided a lot. He really helped the Cavs out a lot, and LeBron James, I forgot that at him at first, and he had 46 points in the game last night, and he just was dominating, and they just took it from the second quarter on. The Cavs just took the game from there, and they were up 54-43 at the half. They were up by 11, and they had just a spectacular performance in that second quarter. In the third quarter, Jeff Green was up to 9 points in the third quarter, and he was really stepping it up, filling in for Kevin Love. And there was a call that Jason Tatum, there was a foul on Jason Tatum. He did not like that call, but I felt that it was the right call. I felt it was. And the Celtics played very well. They could not find a way to win on the road, and they are 1 for 6 on the road right now, and the Cavs were playing so much more aggressive, and they scored and had 32 points, had many as. They were up by as many. The Cavs were up by as many as 16 at the end of the third quarter, and they were up by 10 by the end of it, and they were up by 10 at the end of the third, and they just scored. The points were scored great off the bench, and they were really, the players that came off the bench really scored well, I felt, and they just dominated the game and just really played well last night. And in the fourth, I mean, the Cavs are just dribbled by, have been dribbled, but LeBron had 34 points in the fourth quarter, adding to that total of 46, which totaled 46, but he was great. LeBron got fouled and was grabbing his knee. He appeared up, but he stayed in the entire game. He did not go out. And he had 46 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. And it was LeBron's 7th 40-point game that he had. And boy, and Larry Nance Jr., I felt, really stepped it up good last night. And I'll tell you one thing. They were really, really, really dominating this game last night, and they looked great. They really did look awesome last night. And the Cavs were up by 60 points, but the lead had been cut to 7, and then Kyle, and then they were 2 back-to-back 3-point shots for LeBron, and that was phenomenal. I thought that was phenomenal. I apologize for the dead time there. I do apologize. The defense just really stepped it up great. Much better than in Game 5, I will say that. And they really stepped it up really big time, and it was great. LeBron, but near the end, had a total of 44 points. About the end, he had 46 points, and the Cavs were able to force Game 7. And this is another awesome performance by LeBron. He had 46 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. My apologies for my mistakes. And the Cavs won 109 to 99, excuse me. And we got Game 7 tomorrow night. And they were 4 of 6 from the free throw line, and Kyle Korver was 2 of 6 from the field. They really scored well in the paint. They were 7 of 6 in the paint, and that was much better. And I got to tell you, I want to say this. Even though Boston is undefeated at their home court, I feel that Game 7 for tomorrow lands on the Cavs. I feel this will be the Cavs' one and only one that they take at the TD Garden Center in Boston on their home court. I have this hunch, and I hope my hunch is right, because I'm hoping that we do take Game 7 and be back in the NBA Finals for the 4th straight year in a row. And I really feel that I have this hunch that it's going to happen. Now, Kevin Love, as I indicated at the top of the show, is out for tomorrow's Game 7, but I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think that's a factor. I think the Cavs are going to play well without Kevin Love no matter what. And getting back to the Celtics, Terry Rozier had 28 points last night, and Jaylen Brown had 20, and I just thought they played very well, but there were some times where they got a little violent, but it was not intentional. They really played with aggressiveness and all that, but it just did not go the Celtics' way. But I feel the Game 7 lands on the Cavs, and the Cavs are going to take Game 7 in Boston at the TD Garden Center tomorrow night. And before we go any further, it is now time for the answer for today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Where were the Utah Jazz originally located? A, New Orleans, Louisiana. B, Fort Wayne, Indiana. C, Chicago, Illinois, or D, Rochester, New York. If you said A, New Orleans, Louisiana, you are correct. The Utah Jazz were originally founded as the New Orleans Jazz in 1974, and then the Jazz moved to Utah in 1979. And I'll have another question. I'll have another Scott Sports 101 trivia question when I have my next broadcast on Monday after tomorrow's Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And hopefully we'll be talking about a Cavs win. And I'm hoping that that is the case because, as I said, I'm going to say this one more time, I have a hunch that the Cavs are going to take Game 7 in Boston, and this will be the one time this postseason that the Cavs will beat the Boston Celtics on their home court. I have this hunch, and I hope it is right, because no other team in the postseason has been able to beat the Celtics during the postseason. Now, the Rockets, I want to touch base on, before I said the Rockets, on the Rockets-Warriors Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, as I was quite surprised, that the Rockets took Game 5 95-93, beating the Warriors by 2 points, and the Rockets just dominated, but the Warriors just kept battling back, but things just did not go their way. They just weren't getting the breaks, and I felt that they were not holding, they were just not aggressive, and they battled back, but they were just not getting the breaks, and they were just not getting the shots that they wanted to go down. And I felt that the Rockets, they dominated that game. They really played well, and Golden State played well as well. They played very well, just as well. And I know Chris Paul got injured, and I think he might have. I think he had a groin injury or something. I know, I can't remember this off the top of my head, but he got injured in that game. And so now the Warriors are in the same situation the Cavs were, and when they played Game 6 last night, they are in elimination when they play Game 6 tonight in Golden State. And the Rockets will have to try to win Game 6 and close out this series without all-star point guard Chris Paul, who got injured. Now, I don't know if that could be a factor for the Rockets, but I'm not sure, because Golden State, I know, is going to want to tie it up to force Game 7 back in Houston. I feel the Warriors are going to take Game 6 and tie it up at 3 apiece and send it back to Houston for Game 7, but Game 7 is a toss-up. Just like with the Cavs and Celtics that I've indicated, it's a toss-up. And I still feel the Warriors have the edge in this series, but I feel that the Warriors are going to take that. I feel it could go either way between the Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors, but I still feel Golden State is going to take this series, or the Rockets can take it either way. But we'll see what happens. You can watch Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals tonight at 9 on TNT, and you can see Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow night, and tip-off is shortly after 8:30 on ESPN. Well, we're almost out of time, and the Tribe got walloped by the Houston Astros 11-2. They had a 2-0 lead going into the 7th, and the bullpen just collapsed and just gave up a ton of runs. I thought that they were starting to get it back up, but they slipped, and they really need to get it back up. They've got to not give up so many runs. And I feel that they will. And I'd like to see that happen before the All-Star break and have them be over 500 before the All-Star break. Well, that is going to do it for this edition of Scott Sports 101. Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.